Hello everyone. We will discuss about the consumption function, which is also known as propensity to consume, and we will discuss it with the schedule and curve. Consumption demand मतलब कितनी consumption हम करना चाहते हैं, that depends on the consumption function. That is why Mr. Keynes state that consumption function is important and useful concept to understand. Actually, consumption function means a functional relationship between the total consumption and total disposable income. डिस्पोजेबल इनकम वो इनकम होती है कि कितनी इनकम हम खर्चना चाहते हैं, द पार्ट ऑफ मनी विच वी वॉन्ट टू स्पेंड. देन वी कैन से दैट C means consumption is the function of Y. C is consumption and Y is disposable income. It means relation exists between the income and consumption. On the basis of relationship, Keynes gave his law of consumption. Law of consumption states that as income increases, consumption also increases. Means law states that when total income increases, total consumption also increases, but not as much increase in the income. Means consumption increases but less than the income. Law of consumption can also be shown with the help of consumption function. See the schedule that is given here. It is showing the disposable income and consumption. Suppose disposable income, we just start with the 0, means we are not having any income. 40, 80, 120, 160 and 200. Up to 200 it is showing the level of income. Now consumption in rupees, we are showing at a 0 level of income the consumption is 20. What that means? This is the autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption means that consumption which is present even the income is 0, and this consumption is of basic needs. And for basic needs, obviously we use past saving or we borrow something from somebody else. And at 40, income is 50, and there is a level of income of 80 where consumption is equal. Means this would be the break even point when we draw a consumption function curve. Here at B point, disposable income and consumption, that is equal, and rest 120, 160, 200, and we are getting the consumption simultaneously. We can see that as the level of income increasing, the level of consumption is also increasing but less than increase in income. This can be also show in the curve. In the diagram, we are seeing that on y-axis we are having consumption and income. Here is a 45-degree angle which is representing aggregate supply or income curve or y, and C, that is representing the consumption curve. At point B, both are same. That is the level of income 80 where consumption is also 80. See from this area that income is lower than the consumption. It means this level is representing this savings, and this second part that is showing the positive savings. What that means? Here the level of income is more and the level of consumption is below the income. So this area is showing the positive savings. So with this we can observe these few details. First is, as income increases, consumption also increases, but the increase in consumption remains less than the increase in income. Second is, when income is zero, consumption is not zero, as we can show here. We can see that at this level disposable income is 0 but consumption is of 20. What that means? Autonomous consumption, and that consumption is for the basic needs, right? And the next, third one, till the time income is less than the consumption, the gap between income and consumption curve indicates dis-saving, as we have seen here. Dis-savings till the level of 40. We are saying here that consumption is more than the income. So this part is dis-saving. And next is point 4. Point B indicates break-even point. Means here at this point income and consumption is same. So this point is break-even point. Next is, when income is more than consumption, the gap between the income and consumption indicates positive saving, as we have already seen here. Here is income is more than the consumption. So these are the basic points that we have learned with this schedule and the curve of consumption function. Now we will see the consumption functions types. What are the basic types of the consumption function? Two types basically: average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. First we will see average propensity to consume. As we can see that average propensity to consume is defined as the ratio of total consumption to the total income. It is a ratio of total consumption to total income. To estimate it, we can see we'll have to divide the consumption by the income. We can also see the formula over here. APC means average propensity to consume is equal to C over Y, consumption over income. Here APC, average propensity to consume, C is total consumption, and Y is total income. We can also see the example. For example, suppose consumption is 140 crore and income is 160 crore. How we can estimate the value of APC? We'll have to divide the consumption with the income. Consumption means 140 divided by 160. We will get 7 by 8, and we can also write it even in points. This is the value of average propensity to consume. Now average propensity to consume, it is also having some important points to keep in mind while the calculation of it, and these are to learn. First point is, the value of APC can be greater than 1. APC can be greater than 1. It happens when the total consumption is greater than the total income. Total consumption is greater than the total income. For example, just to see, if we are going to calculate APC and we are having 40 crores as income and 50 crore as a consumption. Consumption is more and 40 is the income over here, and when we divide 50 by 40 we will get 1.25. This is greater than 1. This is possible in the case where the consumption is more. Total consumption is greater than the total income. Second point here is, the value of APC can never be negative. क्यों नहीं नेगेटिव हो सकती है APC की वैल्यू? बिकॉज द लेवल ऑफ टोटल consumption cannot be negative. total consumption can never be negative at even any level of income. Next is the value of APC will be 1 at break even point. As we have seen that if consumption is 40 or income is 40, when we divide it we will get 1. So when APC can also be 1 and it will be 1 on break even point. Next is with the increase in income APC falls. Average propensity to consume will fall as income increases. So these are the points to keep in mind. Next is marginal propensity to consume. Marginal propensity to consume, it is the ratio of change in consumption to change in income. As we have seen, average propensity to consume is the ratio of total consumption to total income. Here, change in total consumption to change in income. It is the slope of consumption curve. Sometime question arises in the final examination that among APC or MPC, which is the slope of consumption curve, then remember it is the marginal propensity to consume which can describe the slope of consumption curve. To calculate the value of MPC, we'll have to divide the change in consumption over change in income. So here is the formula that MPC is change in consumption divided by change in income. MPC, marginal propensity to consume, delta C, that is describing the change in consumption, and delta Y is change in income. Similarly, we can have an example to know that how we can calculate the value of MPC. If the income increases from 120 to 160 crore, income increases from 120 to 160 crore. How much increase is there? 40. The corresponding consumption rises from 110 to 140. 110 to 140 means 30. So how can we calculate the value of MPC? It would be 30 divided by 40, that is 0.75. This is the value of MPC. This is how we can calculate the value of MPC and APC. And this is the consumption schedule. Consumption function schedule, which is showing that how we can calculate the value of MPC and APC. At various level of income, like 100, 200, it is also starting from 0, it's up to 800. Then change in income. All the levels of income, how much change is there, and it is the constant change which is represented by 100. And next is the level of consumption that starts from 100. We can see that at 0 level of income, consumption is 100. What that means? This is autonomous consumption, and as income is increasing, the level of consumption is also increases. So it is increasing. Now it is the change in consumption, that at each level there is change of 75. How can we calculate the value of MPC and APC? We know the formula. For MPC we'll have to divide the change in consumption by change in income, and for APC we'll have to divide its consumption with the income. So by putting the value in MPC, because change in consumption is 75 at all the levels and the change in income is similar, that is 100, it means at all the level 0.75 is the value of MPC. Now see the value of APC, consumption over income. So at first there is consumption, that is 100 divided by 0, which will be nothing. So for the next level, 175 divided by 100, that is 1.75. Then again consumption with the level of income, and we will get these values as the value of MPC. This is how we can calculate the value of MPC and APC. Now with this schedule we can describe various features of MPC, marginal propensity to consume. First is MPC is always positive, neither zero nor negative. MPC is always greater than 0. That shows that if there is increase in income, there would be a rise in consumption also. Point B is showing the value of MPC. Value of MPC is less than 1. Why? It shows that with increase in income, consumption also increases but less than the income. So the third one, that is showing that MPC falls with increase in income, like APC. Income will increase but value of APC and MPC will fall. So these are the few features that we can derive from this schedule. And this curve is representing the slope of consumption function, that is determined with the help of MPC. The formula for this is change in consumption over change in Y. Now we will see linear consumption function. Linear consumption function, if we assume MPC as constant, that MPC will not change, it will be constant. In that situation will be known as a linear consumption function. And if we talk about the consumption function as a linear consumption function, then there is an equation like C is equal to C bar plus BY. Here C is consumption, C bar is autonomous consumption, B is the value of MPC, marginal propensity to consume, and Y, we know Y is the income. We can see this also, autonomous consumption can never be 0. It means it is always more than 0. And value of B means marginal propensity to consume. Marginal propensity to consume is similar as autonomous consumption. So it means with this situation where the autonomous consumption is more than 0, it means the value of B, that is marginal propensity to consume, will also be greater than 0. But we learned that marginal propensity to consume can never be more than 1. So it will always be less than 1. This is the meaning of this whole situation. Now see As I already told you that C bar is autonomous consumption, B is marginal propensity to consume, and Y is level of income. C bar indicates the autonomous consumption. It represents that minimum level of consumption which is required even at zero level of income. So C bar means autonomous consumption is always positive. Hence, it is not possible to think of situation where there is no consumption at all. So B is a slope of consumption function, means MPC. This is called marginal propensity to consume. For instance, we can understand the value of linear consumption with this equation. Just have example over here. For instance, autonomous consumption, that is C bar, is 20 and B is equal to 3/4. B is what? Yes, it is marginal propensity to consume. We have seen this equation, C bar plus B into Y, BY. Autonomous consumption is given, that is 20. We'll have to put the value 20 plus B's value 3/4 and Y. Now suppose the value of Y is 100. Suppose करना है. Value of Y is 100. Then how we can calculate the value of consumption function? We'll have to put the value like 20 plus 3/4 and Y. Y's value is 100. When we solve the equation, we will get the value as 95 crore. That is consumption. So with this, you can easily calculate the value of consumption.